guys, it's Terry from Bison Farm here in Indiana, and today we have the trailer hooked up, which means one thing: we're picking up some new bison today, and we cannot be more excited about getting these genetics back to our farm. So we started talking to this producer back in December. We found out he had the genetics that we were looking for, and we knew we wanted to get those back to our farm. So after some months of talking and negotiating, we were able to figure out a date and a price that we wanted to purchase these animals and get them picked up, and today is that day. So 4 years ago when we got started in bison, the first 10 animals we purchased, we wanted to make sure that we were buying great genetics, and we were able to get that. The next couple years then, we really started focusing on meat production. But with that, we figured out that over time, that not only meat production were good animals, but the better genetics we got, the more efficient these animals were, that showed the weight gain and also had the muscle structure and bone structure that we were looking for. So with that, that gives us the opportunity to provide our customers, whether that be those who want to start herds or add to their herds or buy premium meat from us, those all come together as one package. And we cannot be more excited when we find out about these animals. After talking with this producer about picking the animals up, there was one major concern that we had, and that was his loadout facility. This particular producer had bison for over 20 years and had always just slowly grain fed the bison onto the trailer, meaning he would put buckets of feed on the trailer, and eventually the bison would go into the trailer to where he could close the door and secure it. This was definitely going to be a concern. With that being said, we had to come up with an idea. So we agreed to bring down our 24-foot panels that are 6 feet tall. I've talked about these panels before and how beneficial they are for bison producers, and also to where we can make shift and move corrals and pens that we need to create that you typically can't do with bison due to the strength and the height that they can jump. Bison can typically jump 6 to 7 feet. After just a few hours, we arrived at the farm. The producer thought it was best if we didn't create a bunch of noise offloading the panels and trying to get them set up. Particularly, there's nobody that knows their animals better than the producer that owns them, so we thought we'd at least give it a try. What we're hoping to do is run the bison down through this makeshift alleyway we just did, and hope they see the alleyway running out to the... After setting up the corral area that we decided to, and before we started working the bison, we thought we'd let them come up and at least check out the area, and maybe they would just go into the corral where we could close the gate without even trying to push them. Of course, that's wishful thinking sometimes with bison. Well, after hearing those few grunts, I think that was their way of telling us this ain't gonna happen easy.
Stop. Far ahead.
It didn't take us long, and we realized with these bison never being worked or being pushed into an area they did not want to be, this was not going to go well. So to prevent more stress on the bison and ourselves, and also hopefully to save the fence and no one getting hurt, we thought it'd be best if we just pull out and leave our corral panels here with intentions that hopefully the producer can get them into that area. We tried a few more soft pushes with the herd and was not able to have any success. They actually ended up separating into two different pastures, and we decided it was best just to let them all come back together. Well guys, it's dark now and we're heading out from the farm. We were able to get 2 of the 5 bison loaded into our trailer before we're leaving. We let the producer know that we could just keep our corral panels here at his farm, and maybe he was able to eventually feed the bison into the makeshift corral that we created using his panels and our panels, and we could come back and get the bison at another time. Well, we finally made it home. It's about 10:45 p.m. and we want to get the bison loaded and off the trailer. There's a chance of snow that's coming yet tonight. We want to get these guys some water and also some hay. Keep coming, perfect. Nate did a great job backing up the trailer on his first try. The only problem was the gate was swung to the outside versus the inside.
Right there.
And we needed to swing to the inside to help
Perfect.
guide the bison into the corral. So he had to try it again. Ah.
Get back.
All right. Hold on, hold on. Yep. All right, that was perfect.
Get back. You have to open this gate, Dad. You want me to do it? No, I get it. Watch that rope too, it's so high.
We're not quite sure why this cow was a little hesitant about coming off the trailer. Typically, they just run off. I'm sure it had something to do with the travel, it being dark, and different smells. But eventually, she did come off the trailer. Now that we have the bison secured in the corral, they'll be in here for the next 2 to 3 weeks. That gives them time to adapt to the sounds, the smells, and see how our farm operates. This will also give our herd the time to get to see these bison a little bit before we release them. We did wake up to snowfall the next day. The weatherman was correct. Well, hopefully we hear back from the producer on the other 3 animals as soon as he gets them into the corral so we can get those picked up. Until then, if you would, keep up with the herd by liking and follow our page. Also check out our website at whiteoaksbisonfarm.com.